What's up everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about some of the pros and cons of me going carnivore over the last 30 days. So it's been 30 days since I went carnivore and I have some pros and cons to talk about. I actually did really enjoy this whole experiment. Back a couple months ago, I had done a 7-day experiment and it had gone really, really well. And so I had been looking forward to doing a 30-day experiment. And then when it came up to September, I thought that was the perfect time to do it. And I'm really glad that I ended up doing it, and I feel like I've learned a little bit more about my body. So I don't really have a whole good list of pros and cons written down, so it might be kind of like there's a pro, there's a con, just type of, it's kind of like a sit down talk, let's be real. But I did want to tell you guys my actual measurements and my weight and what happened within the 30 days of carnivore. So at the beginning of carnivore, I weighed 163.4 pounds, and now at the end of carnivore, I weigh 157.2 pounds, which is great. That is a huge weight loss for me. Usually I kind of stay the same weight. I don't lose a lot of weight. So for a month, that was actually pretty good for me. It's really nice being down now back in the 150s, because the whole summer I kind of was in the 160s, 170s. I wasn't really dieting or anything. I was just eating keto and whatever else I wanted. And so, that's kind of what happens. But it's nice now to be at my lower type of weight. I ideally would like to be around 150, maybe 148-ish. But we'll have to see. I haven't been that skinny in a couple years now, ever since I first went gluten-free and paleo. So I'm not sure if that's, unrealistic for my body or not anymore. But I actually did lose a couple inches. So from my waist, I was 32 inches and now I'm 30.5. From my hips, I was 42 inches and now I'm 40 inches. From my arms, I was 12 inches and now I'm 11.5. My thighs stayed the same at 24 inches. And then my chest went from 37 inches down to 36. So that was about 5 or 6 inches that I've lost also. So that's really, really great. Now, I really liked the carnivore diet because there was hardly any cooking involved. I was hardly ever hungry. I stayed satisfied for so long, and my bloating, the bloating issue was one of my favorites. My stomach was very, very flat compared to when I'm eating other foods. And so I really want to figure out what the maybe food sensitivity that I have is. I do think that I am sensitive to gluten, so I think that I need to be more careful with how much gluten I am letting in my diet. For my cheat days, I think I need to just stay gluten-free for the rest of my life. Those were some of the pros. I didn't have any trouble sleeping. I slept great at night. I did have tons of energy until this last week, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. And so the very first couple of weeks of carnivore, I was literally running circles around everybody at work. I was, I just had so much energy. It was great. Let's go into some of the things that I think happened during my carnivore diet. So number one, I was never hungry, which was great. Well, I was kind of hungry in the first week. I would eat a lot the first maybe 4 or 5 days. But then as soon as my body, I guess, realized that I was only eating protein, then I developed my never hunger. And that could have been the reason why I did lose weight, because I actually wasn't eating that much. And I think that my metabolism really slowed down. And so I do wonder, with me going back to eating more paleo based after this carnivore experiment, whether I'm going to gain a lot of weight back, because I think that's also what happened with my energy levels. I think that I had tons of energy, and then my energy now has dipped down. And I think it's because I was not eating enough calories. And it's not because I was doing it on purpose, but eating a carnivore diet, I really got tired of eating the same heavy meat over and over again. And so I just really wasn't hungry. And so I do think that it would be better for me to just do a 7-day carnivore week instead of 30 days. I think 30 days is too long for me and my body. And I think it messes up my metabolism too much because of me not being hungry. And I just, I don't know. I don't want to develop the sense of not liking meat anymore, but I also really enjoyed having a flatter stomach and not bloating as much. So So I think what I'm gonna be doing from now on is like, if I have a special event coming up where obviously I don't wanna look like I'm 5 months pregnant for it, then I could do like a 7-day carnivore type of experiment along with fasting. And then I would look more slim for that, because most of my inches and weight loss happened within the first week and a half to 2 weeks. And that was like the optimal time of the carnivore diet for myself. After that, then things started getting just like hazier, where I just wasn't eating enough. I was losing the energy and all of that type of stuff. And plus, I just got really just bored. Like, I just really want to cook. And so to me, I don't want to sit and like, sure, I wasn't craving chocolate chip cookies, but like, is it bad for me to tell myself like, no, Jackie, you can't have a tomato or you can't have a pickle? Like, for real, I don't want to have this like unhealthy relationship with food. And so it was nice to see what a carnivore diet could do for me, but I also want to make sure that I am careful emotionally when I do these like science diet experiment thingies. And so for me, 30 days of carnivore was just too much for me to handle. And so I'm really, really excited to not be on carnivore anymore, just because I cannot wait to make recipes and actually have like fresh foods. Like, I am hungry for freshness, if that makes any sense. And so I am doing a Whole30 next. In case you guys are interested, I will link that video down below. You can join my October Whole30 if you're interested. And so I'm really looking forward to having just like a larger array of foods, but I also want to be careful and figure out like, you know, if I eat a bunch of sweet potato, is that causing me to bloat? Or if I eat a bunch of, I don't know, broccoli, or maybe if I'm having some of the sweeteners that I've been using on keto, maybe that's causing some of my bloating. And so I really kind of want to pinpoint that. And I want to just have a kind of more intuitive diet to begin with. So if there's days where all I want to do is eat scrambled eggs, then great. I'm just going to eat scrambled eggs, because like, I do love scrambled eggs. But maybe there's days where I just want to eat avocado and tomato all day long, and that should be okay as well. Even days when I only want to eat like maybe sweet potatoes and chocolate. Like, I want to be more comfortable with just what my body is craving and what my body is telling me, as long as I'm not doing anything that would be like totally dangerous, like just eating Pop-Tarts all day long. And so I really liked just this carnivore diet experiment, just to kind of get a more like better understanding of how my body works, how my mind works, and just all of this type of stuff in general. So I am not like condoning a carnivore diet at all. I actually really liked being on it for a week to 2 weeks. And I think that it is really great for my body in that type of time period. But I don't think that I'm ever going to be doing a 30-day carnivore diet ever again. And I definitely do not think that I would be able to do this like long term. Like, I don't know how some people can only eat meat long term, because I am so sick and tired of meat. It's crazy. Like, oh my gosh, I just want a salad. I hope that you guys enjoyed this type of experiment, and I hope that you guys are looking forward to more things that I do in the future. I really do like, I mean, I do love eating keto, and I like that this channel is kind of like keto and low carb, but I also like doing these other experiments like carnivore or the Whole30 challenge that I'm doing. I just like to eat healthy-ish in general. I mean, I've done vegan keto, I've literally done everything, and I like trying out different things. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and you know, I had some great results, and I also had some things that I can't wait to stop carnivore for. Thanks for watching this journey in September of me eating only meat, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye everyone.
She anticipates a sight set on her prey, like stars in the darkest night.